Let's get one thing straight. Nobody's coming. That's not pessimism. That's the truth. You've been told your whole life that someone or something is going to step in, pull you out of your mess, give you clarity, hand you opportunities, show you the path, and keep you accountable. But that's a lie, a nice, sweet, sounding lie that keeps you soft. Because when you really understand what this life demands, when you really see how it works, you realize something brutal but liberating. You are the only one responsible for everything. Your life, your actions, your mindset, your growth, your failures, your legacy, all of it. No one owes you anything, but you owe it to you. People don't like to hear that because it strips away the excuses. It eliminates the crutches. It forces you to look at yourself, not through the lens of a victim, but through the lens of a warrior who's either going to rise or stay stuck. And the difference is in the choices you make every day. You want something to change, stop waiting. You want your life to feel different, stop hoping. Nobody's going to wake you up. Nobody's going to make you care. Nobody's going to build your habits, your health, your strength, your discipline. That's on you. It always has been. The second you accept that, everything shifts. The pain doesn't go away. The struggle is still real, but now it's yours. You own it. You stop blaming your parents, your ex, your job, your boss, your bank account, your genes. You start realizing that you might not control what happened to you, but you sure as hell control what you do next. That control is power, and most people give it away. Every time you blame someone else, you hand over the wheel. You say, "Here, drive my life. I'm just a passenger." But if you're still breathing, you still get to choose. You still get to fight. You still get to take the wheel back and say, "No more." You think someone's coming with a plan for you. No, no one's planning your greatness. No one's sitting at a desk right now plotting how to make your life amazing. You're not the priority. You never were. So make yourself the priority. Make your work ethic the priority. Make your goals and values the thing that determines your next move. Not your environment, not your friend group, not your mood. The second you put your own name at the top of the accountability list, everything else starts to line up. But that's a choice, a savage, lonely, gritty choice that you have to make every single day, whether people support you or not. You know what people love. People love the idea of transformation. They love the idea of hitting reset in a new year. They love the thought of being better. But when it comes down to the daily execution, to the boredom of discipline, to the grind of staying consistent when nobody claps, most fold, because they don't have skin in the game. They're still outsourcing their accountability to others. They're still waiting to feel like it. Let me break it to you, you'll never feel like it. You're not supposed to. The way forward is built on self-respect, and you don't get that from talk. You get that from action, from proving to yourself every day that you're in this for real. You don't need external permission. You don't need someone to co-sign your goals. You don't need a community to start. You don't need validation to push. You don't need a cheerleader in your corner. You need a mirror, a pen, and a promise. A mirror to look yourself in the eyes. A pen to write down the truth. And a promise you don't break just because your emotions fluctuate. You become dangerous the moment your actions stop depending on your circumstances. When you stop making excuses based on your past, your pain, or your environment, and you just do the damn work anyway. You want to know who makes it, who transforms, who actually levels up. The ones who take full ownership, no shortcuts, no victims, just relentless responsibility. They say, if I fail, it's on me. If I win, it's on me. If I struggle, I adapt. If I fall, I get back up. If I'm behind, I don't explain. I work. You think that mindset is easy. It's not. It's the hardest path in the world. Because when you stop blaming others, you're left face to face with yourself. And sometimes that version of you isn't who you thought you were. That's the work. That's where the rebuild begins. You want peace. Stop lying to yourself. Own everything. Own the wasted time. Own the broken promises. Own the skipped workouts. Own the junk food. Own the self. Sabotage. Own the people. Pleasing. Own the delay. Own the quit. That's not weakness, that's power, because once you take responsibility for it all, you realize something critical. If it's my fault, then I have the power to fix it. That's the crack where the light gets in. That's the moment where you stop living by default and start living by decision. People always say, I just want someone to believe in me. Stop it. You believe in you. That's enough. Because if you don't believe in you, why should anyone else? You keep asking for support when what you need is structure. You keep asking for comfort when what you need is confrontation. The confrontation with your weak side, the confrontation with your comfort. Loving self that says you've done enough. When deep down you know there's still gas left in the tank. Don't run from that version. Face it, fight it, kill it, or it will own you forever. Nobody's coming. No one's handing you a playbook. No one's doing the push-ups for you. No one's turning down the cake. No one's deleting the app. No one's running the miles. No one's staying up late to finish your plan. That's all you. The work is yours, and the reward is yours too, but only if you go earn it. You owe it to you, not because you've had it harder than others, not because someone else doubted you, but because you were born with one shot at this life. One. And wasting it waiting for someone else to lead the way is the most disrespectful thing you can do to yourself. If you want to rise, rise. If you want to become unbreakable, then build yourself that way, brick by brick, set by set, rep by rep. And when you look in the mirror a year from now, you won't see a product of your environment. You'll see a product of your choices. Because you took control, because you stopped waiting, because you finally understood the truth. No one owes you anything, but you owe it all to you. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't ask for your mood, your motivation, or your permission. Discipline is the steel backbone of every savage transformation, and yet most people treat it like punishment, like it's some kind of jail sentence. But here's the truth. Discipline is freedom. It's the power to do what needs to be done regardless of whether you want to or not. Most people are ruled by emotion. They get up when they feel like it. They train when they're in the mood. They work hard when it's convenient, and that's exactly why they stay stuck. They never build the ability to override their comfort with command. That's the line between average and unstoppable. When you live by discipline, you don't need motivation. That's what most people get wrong. They wait for motivation to show up like it's some magical wind that'll carry them to success. But motivation is inconsistent. It's soft. It's a fair weather friend. Discipline is the beast that shows up rain or shine, tired or energized, inspired or empty. Discipline is what you summon when the world goes quiet, when there's no applause, when the path gets lonely. It's the voice that says, I don't care how you feel. This gets done. You want to change your body, your mind, your life. Then you better start choosing discipline over emotion. Most of you already know what to do. You know what food to eat. You know how to train. You know you need to study, show up early, stay late, shut out distractions. You know all of it. So what's the problem? The problem is your feelings. You're addicted to comfort. You're addicted to the dopamine hit. You're addicted to being entertained. So every time a little discomfort shows up, you fold. You tell yourself it's just one day, or I deserve a break, or I'll start tomorrow. That's weakness. And weakness doesn't need a reason. It just needs a crack. The second you start listening to it, the discipline fades. Discipline isn't sexy. It's not flashy. It's not something people cheer for on social media. Discipline is ugly. It's raw. It's painful. It's you in the gym at 5 a.m. when everyone else is sleeping. It's you turning down the cake at the party. It's you saying no to the easy path again and again and again because you're not here to live like everybody else. You're not here to settle. You're not here to be liked. You're here to become undeniable, and that only happens when you develop the ability to act with force, not feeling. You think discipline is about doing big things. It's not. Discipline is about doing small things consistently. It's brushing your teeth when you're exhausted. It's making your bed when nobody's watching. It's reading when your brain is fried. It's doing the reps even when the PR isn't coming. You stack those small wins every single day, and one day they form a wall so tall that nothing can knock you off your game. But you don't get there overnight. You don't get there by feeling good. You get there by doing what sucks asterisk daily asterisk. The world is full of talented people who never make it because they can't stay consistent. They can't do the hard thing when nobody's pushing them. They can't perform without applause. They want to feel fired up before they act. And that's the fatal flaw. The winners, the monsters, the ones who get it done no matter what. They act regardless of how they feel. They separate their emotions from their execution. They feel tired, they still go. They feel hurt, they still go. They feel alone, they still go. That's discipline, that's control. That's what makes them dangerous. You want to know how to spot a person who's going to rise. Watch how they act on their worst day. Anyone can be disciplined when things are easy, but when life hits, when stress piles up, when they're sick, tired, broke, heartbroken, do they still do the work? That's the test. That's when you find out if someone is led by discipline or by emotion. Discipline doesn't care about comfort. It doesn't care about your excuses. It's only focused on the outcome. And when you start living like that, you unlock something terrifying to the rest of the world. Consistency without condition. You've been living backwards. You've been chasing comfort, thinking it will make you feel better. But comfort doesn't fix pain, it hides it. Discipline asterisk heals asterisk it. Every time you choose to act when it sucks, you gain confidence. You gain self-respect. You tell your mind, I run this show. And that voice, that strength, that starts bleeding into everything, your relationships, your work, your health, your purpose, because you're no longer ruled by temporary emotion. You've built permanent resolve. There's going to be days you don't want to do it, days when everything feels off, days when you're tired, overwhelmed, distracted, emotional. That's when you double down. That's when you get up earlier. That's when you train harder. That's when you eat cleaner, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary, because you're building something bigger than your feelings. You're building the kind of self-respect that comes from keeping your word. You don't break promises to yourself anymore. That's over. You're not who you used to be. Most people build discipline like a New Year's resolution. Short bursts followed by collapse. But the real work is in the quiet, daily grind. It's in doing the work when nobody texts you about it. It's in showing up when it's cold, dark, and lonely. The ones who rise don't wait to be in the mood. They train themselves to be machines, to execute on demand. To flip the switch and asterisk go asterisk, regardless of what their feelings say. You've got to rewire your relationship with pain, because discipline asterisk is asterisk pain. It's the pain of sacrifice, the pain of control, the pain of saying no. But here's the paradox. When you embrace that pain, it gives you peace, it gives you power. The pain of discipline is nothing compared to the pain of regret. You don't want to wake up in a year and realize you traded progress for pleasure. You don't want to look in the mirror and see a soft version of yourself that you created by avoiding discomfort. You have to build yourself into someone who shows up when it matters, not someone who shows up when it's easy. That requires training, mental reps, daily suffering. It requires going to war with your comfort zone and refusing to retreat. That voice that tells you to rest when you haven't earned it, kill it. That voice that says, I've done enough, bury it. That voice that says, skip today, nobody will know, burn it. You will know, and that's enough. You're not tired. You're just undisciplined. You're not overworked. You're underfocused. You're not broken. You're just out of alignment. Fix it, tighten it, dial it in. This isn't about balance. It's about obsession. It's about deciding that your mission is more important than your feelings, that your future is more important than your comfort, that your goals are more important than your distractions. Every time you choose discipline, you cast a vote for the version of you that doesn't fold, the one who dominates, the one who doesn't need hype or support or validation to do the work. That version is built in the trenches, and the more you visit those trenches, the less emotion can control you. If you want to be free, if you want to stop living like a slave to your emotions, then you better start falling in love with discipline. Because that's the only path forward, not a trick, not a hack, just raw, relentless, painful, pure discipline, daily, no matter what. Pain is not the enemy, it's the teacher, but most people spend their entire lives trying to avoid it. Running from anything that's uncomfortable, hiding from hard conversations, skipping the hard workouts, quitting when it gets heavy, ducking the moments that demand resilience. But here's the truth. Growth only happens when you suffer. Transformation isn't found in comfort. It's forged in chaos. It's born out of pain. You don't become great by avoiding the struggle. You become great by surviving it, and more importantly, by embracing it. Every person who's ever done something worth remembering has walked through hell, not once, not twice, but repeatedly. The difference is they stopped fearing the fire. They started walking into it. You see, pain introduces you to who you really are. You think you know yourself. You don't know anything until you've been tested, until you've been broken down, until you've been brought to your knees and had to decide whether to stay there or get up swinging. That's where you meet the real you. That's where transformation begins. Most people never get there because pain is uncomfortable. It forces you to look at the parts of yourself that you've been avoiding. It exposes your weakness, your insecurities, your flaws. It's brutal. It doesn't lie. Pain doesn't let you fake it. It doesn't let you hide behind nice words or fake confidence. It breaks you down to your rawest form, and most people can't handle that. So they run, they quit, they seek distractions, they numb it with comfort